Did you know that there's a mistake you might be making every single day that could quietly damage your heart, weaken your brain, slow your metabolism, and drain your energy without you even realizing it? The scary part isn't just the mistake itself, it's how normal it feels. It's part of your routine, it feels harmless. But over time, it builds up, silently putting your health at risk. In today's world, we are surrounded by convenience. Fast food is easier than cooking. Sitting is easier than moving. Scrolling is easier than sleeping. Stress is normalized. Hydration is ignored. And because everyone else is doing the same things, we assume it must be safe. But what if the very habits you think are normal are actually harming you every day? This video is a wake-up call, a serious one. Because the deadly mistake isn't one dramatic action, it's the small, repeated behaviors that slowly chip away at your body's ability to function properly. It's what you do daily that determines your long-term health, not what you do occasionally. Think about your typical day. You wake up and check your phone immediately. You rush through the morning without drinking enough water. You grab something processed for breakfast or skip it entirely. You sit for hours at work or school. You snack on sugary foods for quick energy. You ignore stress, you sleep late, then you repeat the same pattern tomorrow. Individually, these actions don't feel dangerous, but together they create a chain reaction inside your body. When you consistently sit for long periods, your metabolism slows down, your muscles weaken, blood circulation becomes less efficient. Over time, this increases your risk of heart disease, obesity, and diabetes. Sitting too long is often called the new smoking because of how harmful it can be when it becomes a lifestyle. When you eat too much processed food high in sugar, salt, and unhealthy fats, you overload your liver and pancreas, your blood sugar spikes, insulin levels fluctuate, inflammation increases throughout your body. That inflammation is linked to heart disease, joint pain, digestive issues, and even cognitive decline. When you skip sleep or stay up late scrolling on your phone, your body doesn't get enough time to repair itself. Sleep is when your brain clears toxins, your muscles recover, and your hormones reset. Without enough sleep, stress hormones rise, appetite hormones become unbalanced, and your immune system weakens. Chronic sleep deprivation is connected to serious long-term health problems. Stress might be one of the most underestimated daily mistakes. When stress becomes constant, your body stays in fight or flight mode, cortisol levels remain elevated. This can increase blood pressure, strain your heart, damage your digestive system, and even affect your memory and focus. Many people live in a constant state of stress without realizing how deeply it's impacting their physical health. Another common daily mistake is dehydration. Many people don't drink enough water. Even mild dehydration can lead to fatigue, headaches, poor concentration, and slower metabolism. Over time, it can strain your kidneys and affect overall energy levels. Water is essential for nearly every function in your body, yet it's often overlooked. Let's not forget posture and excessive screen time. Looking down at your phone for hours strains your neck and spine. Poor posture compresses your lungs and digestive organs. It reduces oxygen flow and can even affect your mood. Over time, chronic back pain, tension headaches, and muscle imbalances develop. The deadly mistake isn't just one of these habits, it's ignoring how they all connect. Your body doesn't experience them separately, it experiences them together. Poor diet combined with inactivity. Lack of sleep combined with stress. Dehydration combined with screen overuse. The combined effect multiplies the damage. What makes this even more dangerous is how silent it is. Most chronic diseases don't appear overnight, they develop slowly. The body adapts and compensates until it can't anymore. Then symptoms appear: high blood pressure, persistent fatigue, weight gain, brain fog, digestive problems. By the time people take action, the damage has already started. But here's the empowering truth: because this mistake is daily, you have daily opportunities to fix it. Small changes create massive long-term results. Standing up every hour improves circulation. Drinking more water improves energy and kidney function. Sleeping 7-8 hours restores hormonal balance. Eating whole foods reduces inflammation. Managing stress protects your heart and brain. You don't need extreme diets. You don't need expensive supplements. You don't need complicated routines. What you need is awareness and consistency. Start by identifying your biggest daily weakness. Is it late night scrolling? Is it skipping workouts? Is it ignoring stress? Awareness is step one. Step two is replacing the harmful habit with a healthier alternative. Instead of scrolling before bed, read for 10 minutes. Instead of sugary drinks, choose water. Instead of sitting all day, schedule short movement breaks. Instead of suppressing stress, practice deep breathing or take a short walk. Consistency is what transforms health. Doing something healthy once won't change your life. Doing it every day will. Your body is incredibly resilient. It can recover, it can repair, but only if you stop making the same harmful mistake repeatedly. The sooner you act, the better your long-term outcomes will be. Imagine waking up with more energy, clear thinking, better digestion, stronger immunity, stable mood. That future version of you is built on the small decisions you make today. The mistake you're making every day without realizing it isn't about one dramatic action. It's about neglecting your body in small ways repeatedly. It's about choosing convenience over health too often. It's about assuming it won't happen to me. But your body keeps score. Every hour you move, every healthy meal you choose, every night you sleep properly, every glass of water you drink, it all adds up positively, and every unhealthy shortcut adds up negatively. This video isn't meant to scare you. It's meant to wake you up, because once you become aware, you gain control. You have two paths in front of you. Continue repeating the same habits and hope nothing happens. Or start making small, intentional changes that protect your future. Your heart, brain, liver, and every cell in your body depend on your daily choices. So ask yourself, what's the one mistake I'm making every day? And what small step can I take right now to fix it? If this message resonated with you, don't ignore it. Take action today. Your future self will thank you for it. Now let's go deeper, because understanding the surface of the problem isn't enough. You need to understand what is happening inside your body when this daily mistake continues for months or even years. Your body is constantly adapting. That's one of its most powerful abilities. If you sleep less, it tries to function with less recovery. If you eat poorly, it tries to process excess sugar and fat. If you sit all day, it slows your metabolism to conserve energy. But adaptation is not the same as safety. Just because your body adjusts doesn't mean it's not being damaged. Over time, constant stress on your system leads to chronic inflammation. Inflammation is not always visible. You won't see it in the mirror. You may not feel it immediately. But inside, your cells are under pressure. Your arteries may begin to stiffen. Your insulin sensitivity may begin to decline. Your digestive system may start struggling. Your brain may experience subtle cognitive decline. And here's what makes it dangerous. Chronic damage feels normal. You may think feeling tired every afternoon is normal. You may believe brain fog is just part of aging. You might assume constant bloating is normal after meals. You may think back pain is simply part of working hard. But often, these are early warning signals. Your body whispers before it screams. Fatigue is a whisper. Poor sleep is a whisper. Weight gain around the belly is a whisper. Frequent headaches are a whisper. Low motivation is a whisper. When those whispers are ignored for years, they turn into louder consequences like hypertension, metabolic syndrome, diabetes, heart disease, fatty liver, or severe mental burnout. Another layer of this daily mistake is the illusion of productivity. Many people sacrifice sleep, movement, and proper meals in the name of being busy. But productivity without health is temporary. When your body eventually forces you to stop, everything slows down anyway. Consider how blood sugar works. When you constantly consume high sugar foods, your body releases insulin to move sugar out of your bloodstream. Over time, cells become resistant to insulin. That means your body needs to produce more of it. Eventually, this can lead to insulin resistance and type 2 diabetes. And this process doesn't happen in a week, it happens silently over years. Now think about your heart. If you consistently eat excess sodium, avoid exercise, and manage stress poorly, your blood pressure slowly rises. High blood pressure damages artery walls. The heart has to pump harder. Over time, the strain increases the risk of heart attack and stroke. Again, not overnight, quietly, gradually. Let's talk about the brain. Sleep deprivation combined with chronic stress can shrink certain brain regions responsible for memory and emotional regulation. You may notice irritability, difficulty focusing, slower thinking. But because life is busy, you blame stress or age instead of the habits causing it. Even your gut is affected. Poor diet, stress, and lack of sleep disrupt your gut microbiome. The balance of good and bad bacteria shifts. This affects digestion, immunity, mood, and even skin health. Scientists now call the gut the second brain because of how powerful its influence is on mental and physical health. The deadly mistake is not valuing recovery. Recovery is not laziness. It is biological necessity. Your muscles need movement and rest. Your brain needs sleep. Your organs need nutrients. Your nervous system needs calm. Your cells need hydration. Without these essentials, your body operates in survival mode instead of optimal mode. Survival mode feels like constant tiredness, cravings for sugar and caffeine, mood swings, low patience, reduced performance. Optimal minor illnesses. Optimal mode feels like stable energy, clear focus, better emotional control, improved digestion, stronger immunity, better sleep quality. The difference between survival and optimal living is daily behavior. Another aspect people ignore is cumulative stress load. Physical stress, emotional stress, chemical stress from processed foods, environmental stress from pollution, and digital stress from constant notifications all add up. Your nervous system doesn't separate them, it processes them together. When your nervous system is overloaded for long periods, your body remains in a semi-alert state, muscles stay tense. Digestion slows, hormones become imbalanced. Over time, this creates a foundation for chronic illness. And here's the uncomfortable truth. No one is coming to save your health, not your job, not your schedule, not even your doctor. Doctors treat disease. But prevention is your responsibility. The good news, because this mistake is daily, the solution is daily too. You don't need a complete life overhaul tomorrow. You need gradual correction. Start with awareness of triggers. When do you overeat? When you're stressed, when bored, when tired, when you lack sleep, your hunger hormones change. Ghrelin increases and leptin decreases, making you crave high-calorie foods. So sleep isn't just about rest, it's about appetite control. Notice how movement affects mood. Even a 15-minute walk improves circulation, oxygen delivery, and endorphin release. That small action reduces stress hormones and supports heart health. Notice how hydration changes energy. When properly hydrated, your blood flows more efficiently. Your kidneys filter waste effectively. Your brain functions better. Notice how digital boundaries improve sleep. Reducing blue light exposure before bed supports melatonin production, the hormone that regulates sleep. Small habits compound. If you improve just 1% every day, in 1 year your health trajectory looks completely different. Imagine someone who sleeps 7-8 hours consistently. moves 30 minutes daily, eats mostly whole foods, drinks enough water, manages stress intentionally. Now imagine someone who sleeps 5 hours, sits 10 hours daily, eats processed food regularly, lives in constant stress, rarely exercises. After 1 week, there's little visible difference. After 1 year, there's a massive difference. After 10 years, the gap is life-changing. Health doesn't collapse suddenly, it erodes gradually. Many people wait for a medical diagnosis to change, but prevention is easier than recovery. It's easier to maintain a healthy heart than to repair one after damage. It's easier to maintain insulin sensitivity than to reverse diabetes. It's easier to protect your brain than to regain lost cognitive function. The mistake you're making every day is underestimating the power of repetition. Repetition builds disease. Repetition also builds strength. You repeat unhealthy meals, you build inflammation. You repeat movement, you build endurance. You repeat poor sleep, you build fatigue. You repeat quality sleep, you build resilience. You are either investing in your future health or borrowing against it. And borrowing comes with interest. That interest may show up as medical bills, lost productivity, chronic fatigue, reduced quality of life, dependence on medication, but investing shows up as freedom of movement, mental clarity, emotional stability, longevity, independence. It's not about perfection, it's about direction. Are your daily actions moving you towards strength or toward weakness? If you feel overwhelmed, simplify. Focus on foundation, sleep, nutrition, movement. Hydration, stress management, master those 5 pillars and most chronic risk factors decrease dramatically. Another powerful shift is identity. Instead of saying, I'm trying to be healthy, say, I am someone who values health. Identity-driven behavior lasts longer. When you see yourself as a healthy person, your decisions align with that identity. You don't skip sleep because healthy people protect rest. You don't ignore stress because healthy people manage it. You don't sit all day because healthy people move. It becomes who you are, not what you're forcing. And remember, your environment matters. If your kitchen is full of junk food, you'll eat it. If your phone is next to your bed, you'll scroll. If your schedule has no breaks, you won't move. Design your environment for success. Keep water visible. Keep healthy snacks accessible. Set reminders to stand. Create a wind down routine before bed. Make healthy choices the easy choices. The deadly mistake is not dramatic. It's quiet neglect. It's ignoring the small signals. It's postponing change. But the moment you decide to change, everything shifts. You don't need motivation, you need commitment. Motivation fades, commitment builds habits. 1 glass of water, 1 earlier bedtime, 1 short walk, 1 mindful meal. These small corrections interrupt the destructive cycle. Your body wants to heal. It is designed to heal, but it needs cooperation. You have 1 body, 1 heart, 1 brain, 1 life. Treating your body well isn't about vanity, it's about longevity, clarity, strength, and presence. Imagine being energetic enough to play with your children, focused enough to build your goals, healthy enough to avoid preventable illness, strong enough to age with independence. That future is shaped by today's decisions. So ask yourself honestly, what is the daily mistake I keep repeating? And am I ready to stop? Because the longer you wait, the more difficult it becomes. But the earlier you act, the more powerful the results. This is not fear, it's awareness. This is not pressure, it's responsibility. This is not about perfection, it's about progress. Your future health is being written right now through repetition. If this message opened your eyes, don't let it end here. Take 1 action today. Even 1 small action breaks the cycle. And if you're committed to transforming your habits and protecting your long-term health, make sure you subscribe to this channel for more powerful insights that can change your life. Leave a comment below and tell me what daily mistake you're going to fix starting today. Your commitment might inspire someone else to take action too. Your body is always communicating with you. The real question is, will you finally listen? Let's take this even further because most people still underestimate how powerful daily repetition truly is. Your body operates on patterns, not occasional action, not 1 bad weekend, not 1 stressful day. Patterns. What you repeat becomes your biology. If you repeatedly spike your blood sugar, your body adapts to instability. If you repeatedly deprive yourself of sleep, your brain adapts to fatigue. If you repeatedly sit without movement, your muscles adapt to weakness. If you repeatedly ignore stress, your nervous system adapts to tension. And adaptation, when it's unhealthy, becomes dysfunction. Think about how subtle this process is. You don't feel arteries narrowing. You don't feel insulin resistance developing. You don't feel your nervous system burning out. What you feel are symptoms much later, when the imbalance has already become significant. One of the biggest mistakes people make is confusing not feeling sick with being healthy. Those are not the same thing. You can function and still be deteriorating slowly. There's a difference between surviving and thriving. Surviving is dragging yourself through the day on caffeine. Thriving is waking up naturally energized. Surviving is constant brain fog. Thriving is sharp mental clarity. Surviving is needing sugar to push through. Thriving is stable energy without crashes. Surviving is irritability and impatience. Thriving is emotional control and resilience. The deadly mistake many people make daily is settling for survival mode and calling it normal. Another dangerous factor is normalization through society. If everyone around you is tired, stressed, overweight, and sleep deprived, it feels normal, but normal does not mean healthy. Look at modern statistics around obesity, heart disease, diabetes, and anxiety disorders. These conditions have become common, but common does not equal harmless. When unhealthy behavior becomes socially accepted, it becomes harder to recognize it as dangerous. Let's talk about mental health for a moment. Chronic overstimulation from constant notifications, social media comparison, and information overload keeps your brain in a state of constant alert. Dopamine spikes from scrolling reduce your ability to focus on slower, meaningful tasks. Over time, your attention span shrinks, patience decreases, real life satisfaction declines. And this becomes another daily mistake, consuming more stimulation than your brain can process. When your mind never rests, your nervous system never resets. Silence is rare, stillness is rare, deep focus is rare, but your brain needs these states to function optimally. Another layer of this daily mistake is emotional suppression. Many people suppress stress, anger, sadness, and anxiety instead of processing them. Suppressed emotions don't disappear. They manifest physically: tight shoulders, stomach discomfort, tension, headaches, shallow breathing. Your body stores what your mind ignores. Breathing itself is another overlooked factor. When stressed, most people breathe shallowly from the chest instead of deeply from the diaphragm. Shallow breathing reduces oxygen exchange efficiency and keeps the nervous system in a mild stress state. Over months and years, this contributes to fatigue and tension. Even sunlight exposure plays a role. Lack of natural light disrupts circadian rhythms, vitamin D production, and mood stability. Spending most of your time indoors under artificial lighting changes hormonal patterns that regulate sleep and energy. Notice how interconnected everything is. Sleep affects hormones. Hormones affect appetite. Appetite affects food choices. Food choices affect inflammation. Inflammation affects mood and brain clarity. Mood affects stress. Stress affects sleep. It's a cycle. The deadly mistake is not breaking the cycle early. Another critical concept is decision fatigue. The more exhausted your brain becomes, the worse your choices become. Poor sleep leads to poor food choices. Poor food choices lead to energy crashes. Energy crashes reduce motivation to move. Lack of movement worsens sleep quality, and the cycle deepens. What begins as just one bad habit turns into a cascade. But here's what's empowering: positive habits cascade too. One good night of sleep improves food decisions. Better food improves energy. Higher energy improves movement. Movement improves mood. Better mood reduces stress. Lower stress improves sleep. It becomes an upward spiral instead of a downward one. Many people search for dramatic transformations: extreme diets, intense workout programs, overnight reinvention, but the real transformation happens quietly through consistency. Imagine improving just one behavior for the next 30 days. Just one. Sleep 30 minutes earlier. Drink 2 more glasses of water daily. Walk 15 minutes after dinner. Replace one processed meal with whole food. It seems small, but multiplied over 365 days, it becomes powerful. Health is not built in the gym alone. It is built in kitchens, bedrooms, daily routines, and small decisions no one sees. Another hidden danger of daily neglect is accelerated aging. Chronic inflammation, oxidative stress from poor diet, and lack of recovery accelerate cellular aging. Telomeres, protective caps at the end of chromosomes, shorten faster under chronic stress and unhealthy lifestyle patterns. That means your biological age can exceed your chronological age. In simple terms, daily unhealthy repetition can make you age faster internally. But the reverse is also true. Healthy lifestyle habits slow biological aging. You cannot control every genetic factor, but you can control daily behavior. Genes load the gun. Lifestyle pulls the trigger. This is why prevention is so powerful. Another daily mistake people make is underestimating hydration's impact on cognitive performance. Even mild dehydration reduces attention, reaction time, and memory. Yet many people go through entire mornings without drinking water, relying on coffee instead. Caffeine is not hydration. Stimulation is not energy. True energy comes from stable blood sugar, adequate sleep, hydration, and oxygen flow. Let's talk about muscle loss. After age 30, muscle mass naturally begins to decline if not maintained. Long hours of inactivity accelerate this decline. Muscle is not just about appearance. It regulates metabolism, supports joints, stabilizes blood sugar, and protects bone density. Losing muscle increases vulnerability. Movement is medicine. Even light resistance training or bodyweight exercises protect your long-term independence. Think ahead 20 years. The habits you repeat now determine whether you age with strength or fragility. Another overlooked factor is gut-brain connection. Chronic poor diet alters gut bacteria composition, which affects neurotransmitter production. A significant portion of serotonin is produced in the gut. So poor diet doesn't just affect digestion, it affects mood stability. When your gut suffers, your mood suffers. Now consider chronic late-night eating. Eating heavy meals late disrupts digestion and sleep quality. Your body prefers a rhythm. When you constantly disrupt that rhythm, metabolic efficiency declines. Consistency is biological harmony. Your body thrives on rhythm, consistent sleep time, consistent meals, consistent movement, consistent stress management. Irregularity creates confusion internally. The deadly mistake is living in constant imbalance and calling it normal. You may not feel dramatic consequences today, but imagine 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now. Small daily choices either compound into vitality or into vulnerability. You are either strengthening your foundation or weakening it. And here's something important: guilt does not create change. Awareness plus action does. Be honest with yourself without attacking yourself. Instead of saying, "I've ruined my health," say, "I have the power to redirect my health starting now." Your body is forgiving when you start supporting it. Within days of improved sleep, cognition improves. Within weeks of better diet, inflammation reduces. Within months of consistent movement, cardiovascular health improves. Within a year of steady habits, your entire risk profile can change. Change is possible faster than decline if you commit. The biggest transformation begins with one powerful shift valuing long-term health over short-term comfort. Short-term comfort says stay seated, eat convenience food, scroll longer, sleep later. Long-term health says move, choose real food, rest properly, protect your mind. Discipline is choosing long-term strength over short-term ease, but discipline becomes easier when you remember why. Why do you want energy? Why do you want longevity? Why do you want mental clarity? Attach emotion to your reason. Maybe it's your family, maybe it's your dreams, maybe it's freedom. Maybe it's independence. When your why is strong, daily correction becomes easier. The deadly mistake is not dramatic, it's drifting. Drifting into poor sleep, drifting into inactivity, drifting into processed food, drifting into chronic stress. But drifting can be reversed. Intentional living replaces drifting. Wake up with purpose, eat with awareness, move with intention. Rest with respect. You don't need to be perfect. You need to be consistent. Every day is a vote for the future version of you. What are you voting for? Strength or weakness? Clarity or fog? Energy or exhaustion? Longevity or risk? Your body responds to votes. If this message challenges you, that's good. Growth begins with discomfort. The mistake you're making every day without realizing it is not valuing your health as much as you value convenience. And that's understandable. Modern life makes unhealthy choices easy. But easy now often becomes hard later. Hard now often becomes easy later. A short walk now prevents a long recovery later. Better sleep now prevents medical intervention later. Whole foods now prevent prescription dependency later. You get to decide which hard you choose. And if this message opened your eyes even a little, don't let it fade after this video ends. Take one action immediately, not tomorrow, not next week, today. Stand up, drink water, go to bed earlier, plan a healthier meal. Action creates momentum. If you're serious about protecting your body and avoiding preventable decline, make sure you subscribe to this channel for more powerful health insights that can truly change your life. Leave a comment below and tell me the one daily mistake you are committing and the one change you are starting today. When you declare it publicly, you increase your commitment. Your body has been patient with you. Now it's time to return the favor. The future version of you is watching the choices you make today. Choose wisely. Every single day, you wake up with good intentions. You tell yourself you want to be healthier, stronger, more energetic, more focused. You promise you'll take better care of your body. But what if I told you that despite all of that, you are still making one deadly mistake every single day and you don't even realize it? This mistake doesn't feel dangerous. It doesn't cause immediate pain. It doesn't send you to the hospital overnight. In fact, it feels normal, comfortable, convenient. That's what makes it so dangerous. It slowly chips away at your health, drains your energy, weakens your immune system, disrupts your hormones, damages your heart, stresses your liver, and accelerates aging quietly, patiently, day after day. The deadly mistake is neglect, neglecting your sleep, neglecting your nutrition, neglecting movement, neglecting stress, neglecting the signals your body is desperately sending you. Most people think deadly habits look dramatic: smoking heavily, drinking excessively, or extreme behaviors. But the real threat often hides inside ordinary routines. It hides in late night scrolling on your phone. It hides in skipped breakfast and processed lunches. It hides in sitting for hours without standing. It hides in saying, I'll fix it tomorrow. Tomorrow turns into next week turns into next year, and suddenly your body is not the same anymore. One of the biggest silent killers in modern life is chronic sleep deprivation. When you consistently sleep less than your body needs, you disrupt your hormonal balance. Cortisol, your stress hormone, stays elevated, insulin sensitivity drops, cravings increase, your brain's ability to focus declines, your immune system weakens. Lack of sleep has been linked to heart disease, obesity, depression, and even shortened lifespan, yet millions of people proudly say, I only sleep 5 hours. That's not strength, that's damage in progress. Another deadly mistake is constant sitting. Sitting for long hours slows your metabolism, reduces circulation, increases the risk of blood clots, and weakens your muscles. Studies have shown that prolonged sitting is associated with higher risks of heart disease and premature death. Even if you exercise for an hour a day, your body was built to move. When you sit all day, you send it the opposite message. Then there's the sugar problem. Excess sugar doesn't just cause weight gain. It spikes insulin repeatedly, leading to insulin resistance over time. That's how type 2 diabetes begins. High sugar intake also promotes inflammation, and chronic inflammation is a root cause of many serious conditions, including heart disease and certain cancers. The scary part, sugar hides in sauces, breads, drinks, and elsnatics. You may be consuming far more than you realize. Dehydration is another silent mistake. Even mild dehydration can cause fatigue, headaches, poor concentration, and mood changes. Your blood becomes thicker, making your heart work harder, your kidneys strain. Yet many people go through the entire day drinking only coffee or soda, forgetting that their body depends on water for nearly every biological function. Stress might be the most underestimated danger of all. Chronic stress keeps your nervous system in fight or flight mode. Your heart rate stays elevated, blood pressure rises, digestion slows, sleep quality drops. Over time, this constant internal pressure increases the risk of heart attacks, strokes, anxiety disorders, and weakened immunity, and yet we normalize it. We say, I'm just busy, but your body doesn't see busy, it sees threat. Ignoring small warning signs is another deadly daily mistake. Frequent headaches, constant bloating, unexplained fatigue, brain fog, mood swings. These are not random inconveniences. They are signals. Your body whispers before it screams. When you ignore the whispers, you eventually face the scream. And if you're committed to transforming your habits and protecting your long-term health, make sure you subscribe to this channel for more powerful insights that can change your life. Leave a comment below and tell me what daily mistake you're going to fix starting today. Your commitment might inspire someone else to take action too. Your body is always communicating with you. The real question is, will you finally listen?